Hey Flufflebuns, this is RoxyBun, and like a lot of other YouTubers have been doing, I am going to take the Myers-Briggs Personality Test, or the MBTI, also known as 16 Personalities. So, I've taken this before like a long time ago, but I feel like I've changed quite a bit, and I also I don't even think I really put any thought in my answers. But, we'll compare my old result to the new result, and we'll see. And I think this is also a nice time, you guys can get to know me a little better. I mean, you'll know my way personality is. The thing is, with this test, it's actually developed by psychologists and all these other credible people, so it's gotta be true, right? It's so incredible to be finally understood. Take our personality test and get a freakishly accurate description of who you are and why you do the things you do. Free. I like free, so let's take the test. Takes less than 12 minutes. Answer honestly, even if you don't like the answer, and try not to leave any neutral answers. Alright, so the first question. I'm gonna actually really think about this, because I think when I took this before, I was like 18. And I'm going to be 32 in a couple of weeks, on the 22nd. So I've changed quite considerably in all this time. Okay. Do I find it difficult to introduce myself to other people? Not anymore. I used to. But as I got older, I'm more used to people. Actually, YouTube also helped me become a little bit more confident in talking. So I'm going to put a medium disagree to that. You often get so lost in thoughts that you ignore and forget your surroundings all the fucking time. That's like a hands down yes. It gets me in trouble a lot, actually. Like, people are like, well, weren't you gonna do this? And I'm just like, oh, fuck. Because I was too busy daydreaming in La La Land to focus on what someone else needed me to do. Or I'd say I was gonna do something, and then my mind just drifts off. Now I figured I'll do it later. Eventually, when I'm ready. You try to respond to your emails as soon as possible and cannot stand a messy inbox. Disagree. I have like so many fucking emails in my email box, and it's a fucking mess. I have to actually sift through and make sure I'm not like ignoring anybody important that I actually want emails from. Because I keep getting all this crap. I'm not gonna sift through and delete every little fucking junk email I get, or else I'd be on my email all day long. You find it easy to stay relaxed and focused even when there is some pressure. That depends on the cause of the pressure, really. But in general, as a whole, yeah, a little bit. I can, like, if there's a little heat, I can still hang out in the kitchen. You usually do not initiate conversations. This used to be an agree. But really, when it comes to my friends and stuff, it depends if they mean strangers or friends. If it was just friends, it would be hardcore disagree. But if it was a mix of strangers and friends, I would go medium. Because when I meet new people, I do like to talk to them and get to know them, so I know what I'm dealing with. So yeah. You rarely do something just out of sheer curiosity. Disagree. I do that a lot. If I'm curious about something, I'm gonna want to fucking do it. It may not be immediately, but it's gonna take a spot in my mind where I write it down, so I remember the thing I wanted to do, so I can go and do it. Next. You feel superior to other people. Oh boy. This is where it gets real. Yeah, kind of. It depends. It really depends. I don't think I'm, like, better than everybody. But I think I'm making better decisions than other people could be making with what they're given. So, kinda, yeah. Being organized is more important to you than being adaptable. Fuck, organized. Yeah, what's that mean? I don't know what fucking... If you mean organized, as in a mess on my desk, but I know where everything is, then that's organized, but I know that's definitely not what they mean. You are usually highly motivated and energetic. Not before, but I have depression and that kind of used to get in my way a lot with my energy levels, my motivation to do anything. It just made me kind of just like a lazy sack of shit. And I wasn't lazy. I was just, when you have depression, you just kind of stop giving a shit about everything. So when I'm not having a depressing episode or having any kind of issues, yeah, actually I am a bit motivated and energetic. A little bit, yeah. Winning a debate matters less to you than making sure no one gets upset. I'm going to speak my mind. I often, with my especially with the people I know, filters. I don't have no fucking filters, but I do have filters when they need to be had. I don't just, walk into, a fucking funeral and just start ratting off all this, vulgar jokes and stuff. Or rude comments about the dead or their family, even though if I don't like somebody at the place, I'm not gonna be like, oh, that fucking asshole's here. Yeah, no. But, I don't really care if I upset a lot of people. But wait a minute, I think I read this question wrong. Winning a debate matters less. I don't need to win the debate. I don't need to. I don't care if I win the debate. I know I'm right, and I don't need to prove myself. That's what they were asking. I fucked up. I'm sorry, guys. You often feel as if you have to justify yourself to other people. Never in my life have I ever felt that way. I've always been one of those, march to your own, beat of your own drum kind of people. I never give a fuck what people think about me. Even in high school, where everybody thinks that, all teenagers are so, self-conscious, I didn't really give a shit. I just did me. You do you, I'll do me, and that's it. I'm not hurting anybody. I'm not hurting myself. So I see no problem. I have to justify myself. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do anyway. Fuck them. Your home and work environments are quite tidy. No. Fuck no. Next. You do not mind being at the center of attention. Oh, I hate these kind of answers because they make me look bad. I kind of do. I mean, a little. Sometimes I like to be away from the center of attention. It really depends on the situation. But I'm not gonna lie. It does seem kind of, energizing that people care about what I do. You consider yourself more practical than creative? No. No. God, no. People can rarely upset you. Now, that I can agree on. If people were leaving hate comments on my channel and doing whatever else, I really would not give half a fuck. Your opinion's your opinion. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. As I said before, I don't need to justify myself to jack shit. Your travel plans are usually well thought a little bit. It's often difficult for you to relate to other people's feelings, kinda. I mean, I can sense what other people are feeling, but sometimes I feel like I can't relate too good. And it makes me look like a bad friend or a bad girlfriend when I've been in relationships and I'm not very empathetic in the sense of, feeling what they feel and relating to it, but I do pick up on other people's emotions and it does affect my energy. But, a lot of times I can't relate because, also, let's face it, I'm not in a lot of the situations everybody else is in. Everybody's got their own shit going on, and it's not always easy to relate to everybody because, you're different, they're different. But anyway, next. Your mood can change very quickly. Not really. That one's kind of a difficult one, but I don't think so. I would put it neutral, but I'm trying to avoid the neutralities here. Next. In the discussion, truth should be more important than people's sensitivities. This is what I was meaning to say yes to. Absolutely. Why have people listening to fake bullshit just to spare somebody else? Because you know, that could be very bad. That could be very bad because everybody can tell you sugar-coated bullshit when they're laughing at you behind your back because you believe the bullshit, but they know the truth, and that's not cool. I tell the truth, and I like to receive the truth, as everybody should. Rarely worry about how your actions affect other people. Yeah, I'm awful. I'm a terrible person because of it, but sometimes girls gotta do what a girl's gotta do. In the end, the only one who's gonna help you is you. You can't rely on everybody else or worry about everybody else all the time. I mean, it's natural for some people to do that. But over the years, I've learned that it's not a really good way to go. It can fuck you in the ass really hard later. Your work style was closer to random energy spikes into a methodical and organized approach, yes. Because there's some days where I'll feel like I want to record, like, all of the videos ever. And then the next day I'll be like, I'm so tired. I don't have the energy, blah, 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 blah. You are often envious of others. No, not really. To be honest. And an interesting book or video game is often better than a social event. Yes. I like my videos, my vid games, and my burks. Like, I'm actually trying to make it a thing eventually on my own personal time to reread all the Harry Potter books, because it's been like forever and I really loved it. Being able to develop a plan and stick to it is the most important part of every project. It's important. Doesn't mean I do it, but it's important. I agree that it's very important. Next. You rarely get carried away by fantasies no. You often find yourself lost in thought when you're walking into yes. Sometimes I take my dog to the forest preserves that's near here, and when we go out into the forest, I don't think about life, I just think about whatever it is that comes to my mind, and then it's actually quite relaxing. To be honest, it's like taking a mental break. If somebody does not respond to your email quickly, you start worrying if you said something wrong. No, I understand. You have a life. I have a life. I'm not going to get back to you right away all the time. You're not going to get back to me all the time. But I know damn well it was probably nothing I did wrong. You're just fucking busy. People are busy. There's no reason to get upset. Unless, you got a guilty conscience. As a parent, you would rather see your child grow up kind than smart. I'd have to disagree. Because smart does matter. I mean, in this day and age, this economy, the way everything's going, if you don't have a good head on your shoulders, you're not going to really be able to even survive. I mean, it's so hard to get jobs even with a college degree. And, smart can do a lot of things more than kind can. And why can't they be both? You can be smart and kind. It's very, very possible. And very, very doable. It's all in how they're raised and so many other factors. But if I had to pick between the two, I'd choose smart. You do not let other people influence your actions. Absolutely fucking not. Your dreams tend to focus on the real world and its events. Fuck no. I mean, stuff from my life will go in. Everybody dreams about shit from their life. I mean, it's where your brain gets all those pictures from, supposedly. But do I dream in realistic terms? Not a chance in hell. I have had some fucked up dreams. I could go into a whole other video about fucked up dreams I had. Oh boy. But yeah, my dreams focus more on whatever the fuck my brain feels like. Next. It does not take you much time to start getting involved in social activities at your workplace. That depends on how my coworkers are. I mean, I'd like to, but it all depends on how receptive everyone else is to that, but I do like it, so I'm going to go a little bit agree. You are more of a natural improviser than a careful planner. Uh-huh. I like to plan, but I suck at it. And like my best ideas often just come at the drop of a hat. Your emotions control you more than you control them. Fuck that, no way. I'm actually very, very in control of my emotions most of the time, which is weird. A lot of my friends are the complete opposite, and it can cause some stress for me, but like, as a rule, no, they don't control me. You enjoy joining the social events and all dress up or roleplay activities, anime cons. Yes, I love cosplaying. Haven't done it in a while, but I'd like to. And I have roleplayed before, you know, like online and stuff. So yes, I love that very much. Yeah, I'm a nerd. Stop it. Don't laugh at me. You often spend time exploring unrealistic and impractical yet intriguing ideas all the time. You would rather improvise than spend time coming up with a detailed plan. It depends if it's something creative. Like as I said, I used to cosplay. I've cosplayed before. And I always made my own costumes, and I would sit down and draw every little detail. Step by step by step, what I'm going to do. Blah, 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 blah. So yes, detailed plan if it's something I want to do. So I'm going to put a little disagree. Next, you are a relatively reserved and quiet person, kinda. I mean, if you met me in real life, I'm not like, hi! I'm just like, yo, what's up? And, you know, if you come up to me, I'm not going to be, like, hiding from you, but I'm not going to be, like, exhibit. I'm just not that kind of person. If you had a business, you would find it very difficult to fire loyal but underperforming employees. Yeah, a little bit. Kind of. I'd feel really bad, like, I can't put this person out. I might pay them less, give them less hours, but fire them? That would be a little bit like, fuck. You often contemplate the reasons for human existence. Not really. I don't really contemplate the so-called meaning of life. I don't know, that's a weird question. Logic is usually more important than heart when it comes to making important decisions. Abso-fucking-lutely. Keeping your options open is more important than having to-do lists. A little bit. To-do lists are good, but it's also good to be able to adapt. Like, say you have a list, but things don't go as planned. And you gotta get it done anyway, but you can have a different way to do it. Yeah, I'll have my options open. If your friend is sad about something, you're more likely to offer emotional support than to suggest ways to deal with the problem. No, I will tell them how to deal with the fucking problem. Everybody who's close to me knows this. I tell it like it is. Someone comes to me upset, I'll be like, okay, who fucked you over? Fuck that guy. Delete them, block them, whatever. Or just other ways to take care of things. In general, like, I'm not really good at the whole emotional support thing as much as I try to be. But, you know, I'd rather help them just nip the problem in the bud entirely and, you know, just be happier in general. Next. You rarely feel insecure. Blah, 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 blah. You have no difficulties coming up with a personal timetable and sticking to it. Yeah, no. Being right is more important than being cooperative. A little bit. I'm a little bit of a bitch with teamwork. Even in school where they make you do group work, I've always been more the person who's just like, you know what? Let me do it the way I want it done. Well, just don't do anything because I want it done my way. I'm kind of an asshole like that sometimes. Yeah, but you know, I'm not perfect. You think everyone's views should be respected regardless of whether they're supported by facts or not. I'm gonna have to say yes. I am agnostic, for example, but other people who are religious, I respect their choices. If they want to be religious, go ahead. Just don't be a dick about it. But if you do whatever you want, view things however you want, as long as you're not hurting me, hurting others, hurting yourself. You know, you do you. I'm not here to police anybody. And that's how people should act. You shouldn't be out policing people. You know, like, who the fuck are you? You feel more energetic after spending time with a group of people. Actually, yeah, a little bit. A little bit. Like when I go to cons, conventions, or concerts and stuff, and all those other people, I get really excited. And I'm just like, oh yeah, hell yeah. But when I'm stuck in a crowd of people that I don't really care to be in, like if I'm at the store and there's so many people and they're being slow and irritating, no, I don't feel energetic. I feel like fucking kicking ass and just pushing through everybody, but I don't do that. You frequently misplace your things. All the goddamn time. There's so much stuff I'm still looking for. I'm sure it's around my place somewhere. Because it didn't leave. It didn't grow legs and walk, but I still haven't found it. Next. You see yourself as very emotionally stable generally, yeah? Yeah. Your mind is always buzzing with unexplored ideas and plans. You would not call yourself a dreamer. Yeah, no. You usually find it difficult to relax when talking in front of many people. See? Here's another way I've changed. I used to be the worst public speaker. I used to be so scared. But then, like, much later, I can actually do a pretty good job at it. I mean, I'm not well practiced in it or anything, but, like, I'm not so nervous. So, you know, I'll just do a little disagree, because I'm still nervous, but I'm not as nearly as deathly afraid as I used to be. Generally speaking, you rely more on your experience and your imagination. Kinda, yeah, because, you know, once bitten, twice shy. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. You worry too much about what other people think, Yeah, haha. Yeah, sure. If the room is full, you stay closer to the walls and avoiding the center. No. I used to go out, like, to nightclubs and stuff, and my friends would often stay against the walls, but I'd be going out in the middle and partying and dancing it up. The only time I stay closer to the walls is if, like, it's something I want to leave quickly. Like, I gotta get out of here before all these other people trample me, kind of thing. You have a tendency to procrastinate until there's not enough time, yeah. You feel very anxious in stressful situations? Not so much. Used to, but I kind of got a handle on it. You believe that it's more rewarding to be liked than others to be... I want a neutral... Powerful. Oh, powerful sounds so fun, but, you know... It is a little bit more rewarding to be liked. I mean, you don't want to be hated by the whole fucking world. Even as much as I don't care about other people's feelings with my actions, I don't want to be, like, on a fucking mental island surrounded by me, myself, and I. You have always been interested in unconventional and ambiguous things, yes. All the time. You often take initiative in social situations, not really. And now, ladies and gentlemen and Flufflebuns alike, drum roll, please. I am the debater, ENTP-A. I am 69% extroverted, 31% introverted, 81% intuitive, 19% observant, 70% thinking, 30% feeling, 19% judging, 81% prospecting, 85% assertive, and 15% turbulent. Okay. Now, let's go through things. When I took this test when I was 18, I was nearly the complete opposite type. I was an INFJ. And now I'm an ENTP. And that is everything except the N is the flip side. I used to be very introverted and shy, or so I thought. But, like, I didn't really think the questions through like I did with you guys here. So maybe I could have been this the whole time. But let's see what this means. Let's start reading. Debater personality, ENTP-A. What does the A mean? Analyst. Okay, it means analyst. See over here? Follow the path of the unsafe, independent thinker. Yeah, that sounds about right. Expose your ideas to the dangers of controversy. Speak your mind and fear less the label of crackpot than the stigma of conformity. And on issues that seem important to you, stand up and be counted at any cost. Thomas J. Watson. That's actually very accurate of me. I really am very independent thinking. The debater personality type is the ultimate devil's advocate, thriving on the process of shredding arguments and beliefs and letting the ribbons drift in the wind for all to see. Debaters don't do this because they're trying to achieve some deeper purpose or strategic goal, but for a simple reason: it's fun. No one loves the process of mental sparring more than the debaters, as it gives us a chance to exercise their effortlessly quick wit, broad accumulated knowledge base, and capacity for connecting disparate ideas to prove their points. An odd juxtaposition arises with debaters as they are uncompromisingly honest. Yeah, but will argue tirelessly for something they don't actually believe in. Stepping into another's shoes to argue truth from another perspective. Yes, I actually do that. Like, if somebody says something, I'll be like, well, what about this? What about these people? What about this situation? And it's not necessarily my views. I might agree with the initial person, but I'll be like, hey, look, have you ever considered this? And I'll go into detail about that and, try to get them to see the other points of views. Like, an example, this is the only time I'm probably ever going to discuss politics on my channel, but in general, I am neither a Democrat or a Republican. I think they both have good and bad. I mean, I'm in the middle. It just depends. I don't know what that's called. I think that's called a centrist or something, but I lean a little bit, of course I lean a little bit more liberal, but I'm not like a hardcore person either way. And I do that with a lot of things. I'm not hardcore extreme left or right in a lot of things. So this makes sense. Arguing the truth from another perspective, yeah, I do that. Playing the devil's advocate helps people with the debater personality type to not only develop a better sense of others' reasoning, yes, but a better understanding of opposing ideas, since debaters are the ones arguing them. This tactic should not be confused with the sort of mutual understanding diplomat personalities seek. Debaters, like all analyst personality types, are in a constant quest for knowledge. And what better way to gain it than to attack and defend an idea from every angle, every side? Yeah, that seems kinda right. There are no rules here, we're trying to accomplish something. Taking a certain pleasure in being the underdog, Debaters enjoy the mental exercise found in questioning the prevailing mode of thought, making them irreplaceable in reworking existing systems or shaking things up and pushing them in clever new directions. However, they'll be miserable managing the day-to-day mechanics of actually implementing their suggestions. Yup. Oh, I talk a lot of talk, but a lot of times I don't walk a lot of walk. It just doesn't happen. Debater personalities love to brainstorm and think big, but they will avoid getting caught doing all the grunt work at all costs. Abso-fucking-lutely. I've always been that way. Debaters only make about 3% of the population, which is just right, as it lets them create original ideas and step back and let more numerous and fastidious personalities handle the logistics of implementation and maintenance. Oh wow, so I'm kind of rare. I'm only 3% of the population? Not bad. Debaters' capacity for debate can be a vexing one, while often appreciated when it's called for. It can fall painfully flat when they step on another toe by, say, openly questioning their boss in a meeting, or breaking apart everything their significant other says. I've been guilty of definitely the latter, not the former, because I've always liked to keep my job that I've had. This is further complicated by their unyielding honesty, as this type does not mince words and cares little about being seen as sensitive or compassionate. Yep, indeed. Like-minded types get along well enough with people with the debater personality types, but more sensitive types in society in general are often conflict-averse. preferring feelings, comfort, and even white lies over unpleasant truths and hard rationality, and that's where I get in a lot of trouble. That is absolutely right. I am just like that. I don't really care about the, putting feelings before the truth. But I'm not going to go into that. I could go into that all day, too. This frustrates debaters, and yeah, it frustrates me too, and they find that their quarrelsome fun burns many bridges, often inadvertently, as they plow through others' thresholds for having their beliefs questioned and their feelings brushed aside. Treating others as they'd be treated, debaters have little tolerance for being coddled. I do. I hate it. I hate when people baby me. It's so irritating. And dislike when people beat around the bush, especially when asking for a favor. Yes, if you want to ask me a favor, just fucking say it. Don't be like, well, I want to ask, no, just fucking tell me so I can get it done. Debater personalities find themselves respected for their vision, competence, knowledge, and keen sense of humor, but often struggle to utilize these qualities as the basis for deeper friendships and romantic relationships. Yeah, that's kind of true too. Opportunity is missed because it looks like hard work. Debaters have a longer road than most in harnessing their natural abilities. Their intellectual independence and free-form vision are tremendously valuable when they're in charge, or at least have the ear of someone who is, but getting there can take a level of follow-through that we struggle with. Yeah, I've only had like 4 hiatuses on this channel because of this very problem. Once they've secured such a position, debaters need to remember that for their ideas to come to fruition, they will always depend on others to assemble the pieces. If they spent more time winning arguments than they have building consensus, many debaters will find that they simply do not have the support necessary to be successful. Playing the devil's advocate so well, people with this personality type may find that the most complex and rewarding intellectual challenge is to understand a more sentimental perspective and to urge consideration and compromise alongside logic and process. Yeah, I can see that. Debaters you may know. Celebrities. Weird Al Yankovic, I like him. Adam Savage, Sarah Silverman, Mark Twain. Tom Hanks. Thomas Edison. Celine Dion, really? Sacha Baron Cohen, very nice, great success. Captain Jack Sparrow. Jim Halpert from The Office. Irene Adler, this is all good. The Joker. I hope they mean the Joker from The Dark Knight, not Suicide Squad. Tyrion Lannister, yes, I like him too. He's the best character. He's my favorite. Julian Sark, Alias. I never saw Alias. Never saw Arrow. Back to the Future. Fuck yeah. Gigabytes. Gigawatts. Whatever. I haven't seen that movie in forever, but I know there's something like that. Strengths and weaknesses. Our strengths. Knowledgeable. Quick thinking. Original. Excellent brainstormers. Charismatic and energetic. I don't know if I'm all of those things. It's really up to other people to judge. But I'm not going to go into this. I'll be here an hour reading all this shit. But that's the gist. Our weaknesses. Argumentative. Insensitive. Intolerant. Can find it difficult to focus and dislike practical matters. Abso-fucking-lutely. I am very stubborn, which is the intolerance. And I do find it difficult to focus all the time. I have ADD. And that also gets me into some shit. Romantic relationships. How does the bun operate in aspects of love? There's one thing when debaters are good at, it's coming up with a never-ending stream of innovations and ideas, and this is evident in their romantic relationships. Growth is key, and even before they found a partner, they imagine all the ways they can experience new things together. This can be an overwhelming process if their partner doesn't match. But when debaters find someone who shares their love of intellectual exploration, watch out. Show me a satisfied man and I'll show you a failure. From the earliest states, debaters test their partner's limits for this kind of potential, pushing boundaries and traditions, looking for open-mindedness and spontaneity. Yeah, I can see that. Dating a debater is hardly a boring experience, and they make use of their enthusiasm and creativity by delighting and surprising their partners with new ideas and experiences. Our idea of fun is rooted in self-improvement, and people with this personality type bring their partners around the way as much as in a spirit of sharing as in a spirit of expectation. It's either growth or stagnation, and don't buy into the idea of a happy status quo, making them demanding. Yeah. Even with friends, I'm a little bit like that, and some people may tire in this. While the vigor can be attractive, it can also wear down even the most patient partners. I'm just skimming. A genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. The summary of this is that relationship progress grew into more intimate situations. All their exploratory curiosity and enthusiasm has a chance to be expressed in new ways when they come together. And they readily encourage their partners to try new things, to enjoy their intimacy without perceived limitations. Does this mean I'm a freak in bed? Does this mean this personality type were very, adventurous? Well, I'm just gonna skim because there's like friendships, parenthood, career paths, blah, blah, blah. I'm just gonna do friendships because I'm not a parent. Okay, whatever. And I'm not, workplace habits, career paths. I'll do the career paths just to see what I should be doing. Oh, our best compatibility rests with other N types with one or two opposing traits that help to create both balance and opportunities for growth. Okay. Friendships. Loyalty, support, emotional feedback. These are not what debaters look for in their friendships. The last thing people that we want to hear is, "You're right," unless they've absolutely earned a distinction. Yeah, don't fucking humor me. Oh, when you play hard. We know how to relax and have fun. That's true. There's a lot. I'm gonna put a link to all of this just so you guys can read. Parenthood. Let's just skip the conclusion or the career paths. What would I be good at? In the world of careers, we have the benefit of being naturally engaged and interested in being productive and helpful. But rather than the sort of people-oriented helpfulness that the diplomat brings to the table, we're focused on developing solutions to interesting and diverse technical and intellectual problems. So what would we do for a living? It doesn't say. Oh, people with a debater personality type value knowledge, rational thought, and insight, and make brilliant lawyers, psychologists, systems analysts, and scientists. Yeah, okay, and in conclusion, debaters' intelligence, curiosity, and sound reasoning skills are a force to be reckoned with. Debaters will always be able to find just the right argument, the weakest chink in their opponent's armor, or out of the way of a seemingly hopeless situation. Their fearsome debate skills and impressive knowledges allow debaters to overcome many challenges. Yet we can be easily tripped up in areas where careful and rational thinking is more of a liability than an asset. Whether it's finding and keeping a partner, connecting with other people, reaching dazzling heights in the career ladder, or forcing themselves to focus, debaters need to put in a conscious effort to develop their weaker traits and additional skills. Alright, and this is just like, what you've read so far is just an introduction to the complex concept of this debater personality type, and they want me to pay and get a premium profile, but I'm not going to do that. That wasn't the point. But anyway, I am an ENTP. What is your personality type? Comment below in the comments for me to see. And the link to this test will be in the description. If you like this video, if you feel like you got to know me a little bit better, which I really hope you did, that was kind of the point of this, hop on over to that like button, give it a little bunny nudge for me, and as always, I will see you in the next one.